So now that we've had some practice with SOHCAHTOA and figuring out when to use sine, when to use cosine and tangent, we're going to now do some problems here. So first, very simple problems. Trig ratios for angle A. So we're just trying to write the ratios that go with angle A based on the sides they give us. So this is my reference angle. So sine of A, again, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Now this order does matter. You have to put opposite over hypotenuse or you'll get a different answer. So my opposite side for A, opposite is 3, and then my hypotenuse is 5. For cosine, I want the adjacent. So I'm going to still start at A because it says cosine of A. So the adjacent is 4 because it's next to it. So I need adjacent over hypotenuse, and then my hypotenuse is 5. So cosine of A would be 4 out of 5. And then tangent of A, I'm going to put my pencil on A. I need to do opposite over adjacent. So the opposite side is my 3 over my adjacent side for angle A is 4. So those are the trig ratios. Our next example, we're going to actually have to solve out for something. So we're going to either be solving for an angle or solving for a side. So first, we have to figure out, we're going to start with our angle. So we have angle N. And we have to figure out if we're going to use sine, cosine, or tangent. So if I look what I'm given, I have x. This is my opposite side. So I've got opposite, and I have, this is the adjacent side to this angle. So opposite and adjacent. Opposite and adjacent means we use tangent. So we've used tangent, and when we're talking about tangent, we have to have an angle in there or a degree. So we're either going to have an x in there if that's what we're trying to find, or we have a number for the degrees. So in this case, we are given 39 as our degrees. And then it equals opposite over adjacent, because that's what tangent is. So tangent is opposite over adjacent. So I have x over 15. So tangent of 39 is a number. So all I have to do to solve for x, I want to get 15 out of the bottom. So instead of dividing by 15, I need to multiply by 15. But if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. And then if you plug 15 tan 39 into your calculator, you will get x, and then this actually equals a number. So this is going to be 12.1. We're going to round to the nearest 10. So then I get x equals 12.1. So that means that this side is about 12.1. So the biggest thing to remember here is that tangent of anything is always going to equal a number. Our next example, we need to round to the nearest tenth again. So again, I'm going to figure out where is the angle I have. My reference angle is here at Q. And I have to figure out what I have. Well, this is my right angle, so I have opposite, and I have, this is across from the right angle, so this is the hypotenuse. So opposite and hypotenuse, that tells me I'm going to use sine. So I have sine of, now they didn't give me a number this time. If you notice, my angle is x, so an angle always has to go in there. Well, my angle is x, and that's what I'm trying to find. So with our angle being x, then we have opposite over hypotenuse. So my opposite side is 27, and my adjacent, or my hypotenuse is 32. Now you can't just plug this in the calculator, sine 27 over 32. Since we're going backwards kind of, and we're finding the angle, normally we're given the angle, but since we're trying to find the angle, there's a little button you have to press. You have to press sine inverse. So this -1 means inverse, which means go backwards. And then you should put in 27 over 32. And if you need help finding that on the calculator, I can show you how to do that. So again, this will just equal a number if you punch it in the calculator. So sine inverse of 27 over 32 gives you 57.5. And this is going to be in degrees because it was an angle we were trying to find. And then our last example here, we have a little bit of extra solving to do. So still I need to find my angle, my reference angle. Well, they give me 30 degrees here for C. So I'm given the opposite side, and then x is on the hypotenuse. So that means opposite and hypotenuse, I'm using sine. So sine, now this time they did give me a number, so I'm going to plug in 30, because remember degrees always goes next to the trig function, equals opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite is 12 over my hypotenuse, which is x. So solving this one can be a little bit tricky. First, I have to get x out of the denominator. So same as example 2 that we did, we're going to have to get it out of the denominator. So I'm going to multiply by x on both sides. So now I have x sine 30 equals 12. And this is no different as if I said like 5x equals 12. If I was going to solve this, I would divide by 5. Okay? Sine 30 is a number. So it's just a number times x. So I'm going to divide by sine of 30 on both sides. That cancels out, so I get x equals, and then again you have to punch that in the calculator. No inverse this time because we're given the angle, and then it comes out x equals 24. So the side would be 24.